Dear parents, students, and lifelong learners, welcome to episode 40 of RwithR Podcast from sharEvery. I am your host, Coach Rambabu, founder and visionary of sharEvery Global Foundation. Today, we are going to explore a very important and life-changing area through this episode. There is a massive confusion among the parents as well as children while they opting or choosing a particular college or university for their students or sons or daughters of engineering aspirants. I usually say like this: before choosing something, always your path must be perfect and your selection must be very specific. Then only you can reach the target. Today, to solve or help in this particular area by opting or particular branch, we have an expert with a decades of hands-on experience in teaching field. She is an expert in AI and IoT in many premier colleges in Maharashtra, India. She is none other than Dr. Anjum Qureshi. Even I faced the same confusion when I was talking to the college experts before choosing a placement for my daughter in the KL University. So like me, this is the confusion of many parents. Where we want to take admission, in which branch we want to take admission, and how the career opportunities would be. So what and ROI is how it would be. So all these things you are going to get the best practical solution from our guest Dr. Anjum Qureshi through this podcast or with our episode 40. Even after the students 4 years, they have a good percentages. Even the CRT programs, campus recruitment training programs, they have the good CGPA each and every semester exam. But whenever they face interview, the communication plays a big role. See, even the best coders or skilled engineers and having well knowledge in their particular field, whenever they face interview, then automatically they paralyze in front of the companies. So how the English communication skill will help to get hired by the industries, or how they can become confident for facing this kind of interviews and during the campus selection. What would you say on that particular thing?
That is a very interesting question. And here I would like just to share a line which I always share with my students every year when they come into second year, when they come into department, that is success comes with confidence and confidence comes with practice.
Yes.
This is something which I always tell them. And a few years ago, I also handled responsibility as a training and placement officer in my college, where I had to communicate with the companies, bring them for the placements and all. So at that time, this is something which I realized that what the colleges sometimes do is they are in the third year or in the final year and they have to face the interviews. At that time, they start training the students on this. The actual training should start from first year. When they come to the first year, from that time itself, they should be knowing, like, when you are facing a placement interview, how it is going to be. Because any placement interview that you're facing, it will consist of basically 3 rounds. First one, you have to appear for an aptitude test. The second one will be group discussion, that is a GD, and the third will be interview. And this again, in the aptitude test, you may be even having a coding test. In the interviews, companies have technical and personal HR interview. It's different round, but these are the 3 basic rounds. The students reach final year, but still they know these are the 3 basic rounds. They don't practice aptitude. They don't practice GD. They just don't know how to speak in a GD. Sometimes they're given a topic. They know the topic, but they're not able to speak. They don't know that when you are GD, no one is going to say you have to get the chance for yourself. So
Yes.
this all these trainings should has to be started right from the first year, and only then they will gain this confidence to appear the interviews. Otherwise, just coming to final year and taking some 1 week training and all that is not going to. So this is what my experience is as a trainer and also being a placement officer for some time.
Will any university or college offer this kind of communication workshops in the colleges during
Yes,
their
of
four
course.
years?
Every college organizes when they are in the first year or second year, when there is such kind of classes, there's such kind of workshop, they just don't show interest into it. I don't know what the thing. There are very few those who are actually interested. The students who attend this kind of workshops regularly or practice it regularly, they qualify the interviews very soon when they are when they face the interviews either in the third year or the final year. But those who don't pay attention to it, they have to suffer a lot. There are students where when they are in final year now and they're facing the interviews and then they come for me to me for the suggestions. This is something which I have been telling you always in the class. Though I teach technical subject, but whenever I have time, some 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'll be telling them how to prepare for an interview. I just tell them, I have been telling you for the last 3 years that what you have to do. Now, when you are in final year, now you are again coming for the suggestions, and the suggestions are the same which I have already given in the class. And now, what you want to do, this cannot be done on time just because you have an interview tomorrow. This is something you must have practiced for the last 2 to 3 years. So practice is very, very important. And you suppose every colleges will arrange such kind of workshop. So the students should attend it. And nowadays the curriculum also they have all this kind of soft skills, communication skills, employability skills. All these subjects have been included in the curriculum. So they should study the subjects very seriously. Don't take it lightly.
In conclude, we can say communication is very, very essential. And if we want to hire by any industrial or any company, dear students, keep in mind the professor's words. Try to give utmost attention to improve your communication skills because ultimately that would be very key to bring a good future to you, and don't neglect when the college or university conducts the workshops or any seminars. There definitely you want to improve your skill and you become very a sophisticated student. Even if you have a good coding skill, even if you have a good knowledge, even if you have good CGPs in your entire traditional system or education, once we fail, definitely that's matter at the end. The communication is very, very important. Thank you so much, Anjum ma'am.
Together we share, together we grow.
In these days, the global leap is everywhere. Even my daughter also asked, Daddy, you are going to take admission in the KL University, whether that university has a global exposure or not. If student expect the foreign exposure or international exposure, what matters? The communication, the leadership, how the students' social mobility should be, and how their companionship should be. So, what matters in that thing when they want to leap into international side?
In some of the universities, they have MOUs with the foreign universities, in which they have youth exchange programs where the student can go to that foreign universities and they can be there for some 3 months or 6 months. This is where they can go and study there and know about that university. The second thing is the students can go to some other country for jobs and also for higher education. So if you are going for higher education, two things you must be knowing. First one is many of the universities, and especially if you're talking about engineering, they have a greater emphasis for research. But at the BTech level, many colleges in India, they don't give so much of importance for research for the at the BTech level.
Okay.
So if you're aspiring to go to a foreign university, Research is very important. Try to publish research papers when you are into engineering. Might be, it can be your third year project, it can be your final year project. Try to publish a paper on that. When you have a paper on that, your research, it shows that, okay, you have been doing some kind of research. You are a research oriented person. The second is try to know what kind of entrance exams you will require. Yes, like GRE is there. When you're going to European countries, you want to have English. So your English score should be good in 10th and 12th. You should be having a good score in English. Otherwise, you can go for IELTS or TOEFL. As I told about English, but there are certain countries who want their own language, like Japan. 80% of the companies in Japan will not hire you if you don't know Japanese.
Yeah.
So in that case, you should be also aware if the country you're moving into, if they have any such kind of special requirement, that you should be knowing their language. Well, now many colleges are even trying to train students on languages like German, Japanese, French, and all. If you aspire to go for either for higher education or for jobs, try to know what is the requirement of that country, having any kind of entrance exam, whether they need some kind of language, their local language you should be knowing. Try to have this knowledge. And then you can easily go for it. See, the college has MOUs with some foreign universities or some countries. That also makes sense.
Yes, there also communication plays a good role because if you want to understand or communicate with the foreign people, and if you want to settle in any native speaking country, definitely you want to clear either TOEFL or IELTS. If you are interested in the international exposure, the student should keep concentrate on two areas. One is research and what kind of entrance exams that particular universities conduct. They need to have a complete awareness. The final takeaway by pouring all your 20 years experience or over a 1 decade experience of communication with the same graduates, engineering graduates, and if I ask to share that golden rule for 2026 students and who are going to be the aspirants.
Yeah, of course. The golden rule, there is only one word: adaptability. Try to adapt to the situations. Like we as teachers, sometimes we say that I cannot teach the way in the class which I used the technique 10 years ago. Now I have to change it. Similarly, the students should know what is being required by the industry. It's a very important role to play. They should know what kind of skills are being required by the industry, and they should be teaching the students, they should be training the students or maintaining the students on that. So we have to adapt to the situation, not because I saw that an alumni has learned this programming language, so even I should be doing the same. That is not going to work. Continuous learning should be there. You have to keep on continuously upgrading yourself. And yes, if in one word, as I say, adapting to the situations is very, very important. Adapt and try to change yourself according to the situation. You will surely succeed. It is not just about CSE branch of engineering, but any branch you opt for engineering, you will surely excel in your career if you learn to adapt to the current situation.
Ultimately, the golden rule is adaptability. And hope the colleges also make fulfill all the aspiring engineers,
Yeah.
and by not just offering fish, they make the children to learn catch fish by their own self. So hope this particular discussion through these four phases will helpful in terms of taking the admission in the particular university or college, and also we emphasizes the importance of communication as well as leadership for the foreign exposure in our discussion. That also was the main course to get the proper idea of the parents. Dear viewers, by listening our discussion, and we all want to thank the professor Dr. Anjum Qureshi for pouring her experience for helping our children and your children, all our kids. So thank you so much, Anjum ma'am. Surely we will expect another kind of interesting area to know many things from your end. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.